I'm gonna throw it up on stream. Well, that sounds crazy, but you know I'm throwing up.
Are you insane right now? Oh,
First
you got.
time anybody.
Wait,
First
wait,
time
wait, wait. You got the plaque. You got the plaque.
anybody's
Ah!
seen it.
Throw that bit up, Scotty. Reveal it. Oh!
We can't hear you though.
How you can't hear me?
Well, no, you just walked away and it was like it got hella mute.
Boy? How you feeling right now, bro?
It's definitely cool. It's definitely like I would say it's a little underwhelming. Like I'm not gonna lie, it literally just becomes gold, but it doesn't change in the weight or the material, or it's like low key like it doesn't feel like a million when you get it.
Wait, what do you mean?
Um,
Like it's the same thing as just a gold plaque?
yeah, it's completely the same exact thing, but just and it's like not like a bright gold. It's like a brass.
Is it
That's
bigger?
my no same size.
Whoa! Why they make it on the same size as the 100K plaques?
Yeah, it's literally identical, and
I,
it's like copper. It's like a little bit like orange.
I thought they were bigger.
No, same thing. But the 10 million one is like the like diamond one. That one's crazy.
But only like 2 or 3 people got that, right?
No, no, there's a good amount of people that have not a good amount, but I think there's probably like 50 YouTube channels, maybe even 100 YouTube channels that have. It could be even more, but I know that as a YouTube channel, I think we rank like 2000th in the world.
Yeah.
There's a good amount that are above a million.
How you feeling right now though, bro? Just based on like the trajectory of TNC and like, what you've been able to build over the last 3, 4 years? 3 years?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're starting to catch our stride in terms of just like figuring out a formula for everybody. A lot of it was just like trying shit, seeing if it worked, saw that it worked. Some things didn't work. Now I just feel like we've actually like just kind of moved into a more business now. It's like at first it was like let's bring everybody along and everybody's doing a bunch of things. But now it feels like a lot of people have like real jobs.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what are some of your plans in, let's say, like the next couple years?
Um,
Without giving, come on now.
yeah,
You-
yeah. I mean, it literally dates all the way back to the post that we made when you collabed on it with us. It was like
yeah.
you, Cortland, Slim, Moon, Nas. We were gonna start a basketball league, and I think for us it's bigger than just a basketball league. It's like actually creating something foundationally strong that can be another profession and that can support a lot of people, not just something where there's a when you look at YouTube basketball as a whole, everybody talks a lot about the top 10. And I think that there can be a top 100. I think it can get expanded to that point. And the way that that's going to need to be done is like, it's going to have to, there's a lot of shit we got to figure out. How do we expand to that level? Um, Team stuff, one on one stuff. So I think looking into the future, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, it's literally just about being another basketball league where people can play professionally.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's a process, dog.
Hmm.
How long that process is probably another 2 to 3 years, bro.
Yeah. I mean, it took us 3 years and 660 videos to get to where we're at right now. So it feels really, really small in the grand scheme of things. Like you're talking about creating a multi-billion-dollar business, and we're nowhere near that right now in terms of like what we're actually producing. We're in a category that can show that people are going to get there because of how much attention this is actually bringing and showing that people are willing to put money into the space in order to support it. So I just think it's still in its like insanely early stages. I think it could take another like 5 years for real to get to that. I think 5 years is a good amount of time to have like a fully functioning major league. Because another thing is you don't want to do it too quick because you do it too quick and it's not foundationally strong. People are going to be turned off by the idea if it's not delivered the right way.
You got a super chat that says, "Congrats, Scotty. Crazy growth. Been watching since ECS and Wild Hunt days. Now we got guys like Beasley, DJO, Kyle Guy, barely even feels real.
I appreciate that. That's AJ. AJ's been. I remember his name from all the East Coast Squad comments and the Wild Hunt comments. So he's been a part of this for a very very long time. I
At what
appreciate that.
at what point did you know this shit was gonna work?
Um, Eating like it's tough because like I still feel like it's still being figured out, that it hasn't really worked yet. It,
Yeah.
it's showing that it can, but there's still a lot that needs to be done. But I think like we trust everybody that's a part of our team. Like it's make it or like that's the only option. So
A better question. Hmm, at what point did you feel like this could be sustainable?
I feel like the first time we started making, as far as TNC goes, because I definitely believed in it with the street ball stuff, but as far as TNC goes, it was just writing the first paycheck where we filmed a one-on-one and we both made money on it. It's the player makes the money and the filming and the editing the production team makes the money. And as soon like that formula is just so easy
Yeah.
in terms of like it's so easy to understand. Um, Now managing the money that's getting put into it, that's really the challenging part and concepting out what it is. But the formula just makes a ton of sense. If 100,000 people are going to watch it and it's going to make X amount of dollars, two people make money from it. Well, two parties. You have the talent and then the people that work behind the scenes. So
Did you actually celebrate, bro?
we did. Yeah, no, it was a good night. We ended up going out. We were out till like 2 a.m. Although we were like pooped by midnight. Like we definitely partied pretty hard in the sense of like just it was out of the norm for us. Like all of us, we don't ever go out, so it was like a lot of music, a lot of chilling. Um, but when I got home, I just crashed.
How are you when you go out, man? I don't want to talk about tea. How are you when you go out, man?
I would say I low key am just like super calm and just like I'm not someone that's gonna be up dancing, getting loud and rowdy. I'm gonna like sit down, have a few have a few drinks, and I'll have a good conversation with somebody. But if I'm put in like the wrong setting, I'll look miserable. But I'm not actually miserable. It's just my vibe of like going out and relaxing is me just like being very calm and just sit down, like talking at this tone, but at a club.
That's due to your mind racing all the damn time, nigga.
Yeah, I can give it that.
How was it how did it surprise you?
Well, I was told that I was taking proposal photos for my girlfriend's sister, and the way that they tricked me is they were like, "All right, we're going to this lounge. You got to get in early. You got to like hide in this spot, and you got to go take a photo and capture the entire moment." So I'm like, I've never taken proposal photos, and I hope they know like I'm not the guy to do this, but for some reason they want me to do this. So when I walked in, my reaction like I picked my hands up and I was like, "Whoa!" Like, because I thought everybody was like ruined the surprise by yelling it to me, and I was like, "No, no, chill out. Like, it's not for me." But then when Grayson ran up and he was recording me and he put a camera in my face, I was like, "Wait, why is Grayson all the way down here in Florida?" So yeah, no, I was caught super off guard because I had no clue.
They got your ass good. Oh my god. Hey, so did they have a tribute video or something like that? I saw tribute videos.
They did. It's like 20 minutes, and it's just like everybody that's been a part of TNC just kind of sharing some like a message to the fans. And we only got to watch the first like 10 minutes of it because we had to leave the lounge. But it's going out on YouTube. It's going to go on our website first, and then it's going to be put on YouTube. And that was probably the best part is just hearing what everybody had to say, not just about next chapter, but like just listening to what people want to say to the fans is like it let me know that the team that we have is the right team.
How has the website helped?
Tremendously. It like literally for us like we we barely every single month would get by off of YouTube content because so many new players were coming into the space. There was so much talent coming in and so many people that we wanted to say like, hey, instead of going overseas and playing here. Are you interested in this? And then, of course, they want to. So they want to come in, and that's just another person that we got to support. And there's a lot more expenses that go into it, like Vegas, going out to Vegas to host a showcase and put on an event in Vegas that like we can't possibly do that through just YouTube. So the website stuff, well, I honestly think that this last series that we're producing on TNC League has beaten a lot of seasons. Maybe not the last season because we did have Bees and Lance in terms of like an entertainment factor. But I think just like constant competition and what it's been able to do, we brought in a lot of new players that are going to be entering the space soon publicly to YouTube. But I think TNC League has just given us a comfort level that allows us to try new things, that allows us to bring in more players. And one thing that was like really cool about it is usually we just go to a city and we'll film 7 videos, 8 videos, put it out on YouTube, take a week off, go to the next city, produce the next thing. But now because we have the support with the subscriptions on TNC League, we actually film a season while we're out there in the city. But it doesn't make sense for us to ask everybody to support for the subscription and then still deliver it for free on YouTube, because the only reason we can stay those extra days is because people are helping on that. So um, it's just kind of changed our business mindset of what we're doing up a ton, in the sense of like nothing is going away from YouTube. But these are just like growing pains that we're going through, because now we're not just running one YouTube channel, we're running another YouTube channel, but it's on our website. So we're if this was a brand new channel starting off on YouTube, like this thing would have already blown up because the content's so good on there. But another thing that's awesome that I really like from just production standpoint, which I wish YouTube could do, the quality of the content's way higher because YouTube compresses video. So even if you film in 4K, it's still going to compress it down to 1080, even though it says that you're watching it in 4K, compressing it down to 1080, maybe even 2K at most. But on our website, you're getting pure 4K. So the quality is significant.
Mm,
Uh,
mm,
yeah.
mm. My question for you is how many on let's say do a guesstimate of how many players you think from TNC League can stick once they get like a, let's say a city debut.
Um, if I had to take a realistic guess, probably 5 of them I think can get to the in between that B plus to that A minus tier. I think that they can fall into just above middle of the pack early because this is the first time that we got to see all of them. But I think that's as a collective, the players that came for this recent TNC League have been as a group better than any of the new players we've ever brought in as like a group to a season. Meaning like when we did season 7 and we brought in a ton of new guys, or some of the new
Yeah.
guys that were some of the new guys that we're bringing in for chapter 2 season 2 with Bees and Lance. I think the new guys on this series of TNC League are much better as far as basketball players, entertainers. It's because now we actually have some money to go around and be like, hey, we're going to take a chance on you. We want to fly you out. Come be a part of this. I think like 5 guys are going to fall to that upper mid pack level, like just outside of like I just want to see a little bit more from them. But I think that there's another 5 guys out of there that can still fall within the system that maybe just had to get some of the jitters off before they, come on to like a main season. But going into our next season, there's like 7 or 8 of those guys coming back.
I say this outside of probably chapter 2, season 1, you can make the argument that's the best collection of talent I've seen in a gym for TNC. Even
Yeah,
now, season 8, it was just hella storylines.
yeah.
So that's what made it so far. But collection of just pure talent, I would say that gym in the most recent TNC League series is probably 1 or 2. Like
Yeah.
you could
I,
debate
I
chapter 2,
think
season 1.
I think TNC League is probably going to lean towards it, like just as it builds and what makes sense of it. It's probably going to have better talent because I think that YouTube definitely favors more like look at guys like Shadell and
Ryan.
Ryan. They're very, very good, but there's an entertainment side to them that makes them so successful. So they're gonna excel very well on the YouTube side, while there's some guys that are just like very elite basketball players that don't really pull in a ton of viewership, but they're gonna be fun to watch on the TNC League side. And that's the differentiation of like what we're really trying to build. Like you have our website where you're getting this high comp, high intensity content, and then you have YouTube where we're trying to bring in new fans. That's why we're so focused on like extremely viral concepts all the time and like putting
Yeah.
together matchups that do really well. Because if we can bring in 1,500 new fans every single day, You know, and I'm just saying, if there's 1,500 people that watch a video, you're getting like $7 from that, $8 from that. Maybe sometimes on the high end, you might get 10. But if we bring in 1,500 new subscribers every day, and let's say 5 of them subscribe, that's $50 just by adding to the subscription. So it's like the ability to scale up our content has been insane.
I understand exactly what you're saying. Kind of funneling all the new fans that come in and make them become true believers in like the TNC League and the real basketball that's happening over there. How do you balance it all though? Like,
I mean, it's tough. You see, like, there's a ton of criticism that happens of like, hey, you know, we want to see certain matchups happen because there's a big fascination with like seeing the best guys play the best guys, and I understand it. I'm also interested in that as well. I think that the YouTube basketball scene is still so early on that if we do obsess with just making the best guys play the best guys, it's going to limit the amount of fans that are coming into the space. Because if you look at it, like I was sharing in the Discord, I was sharing screenshots in the Discord about like how many subscribers certain videos bring in. And I was showing videos from the Chapter 2 Season 1 season. I think Day Day and Zay was an example. So we delivered Day Day and Zay, and that video brought in, I think, 260 new subscribers. And that's 260 new fans coming into the space that might find out about all of these players, that might find out about all of the platforms, that might want to become paying customers to the space. And then we looked at Ryan versus Moon from San Francisco.
you better not tell you better not tell me 1,000.
17,000.
What?
Juan versus Cam.
No, wait,
17.
time out. Stop.
Not kidding.
17,000 people subscribe from Ryan versus Moon.
I'm gonna pull up the graphic, or I'm gonna pull up the actual like YouTube studio so you can see it. I'll use this one for example. Okay, so this is, if you can see, this is Cam versus Twan. See where it says subscribers? It says 17.1K. Cam versus Twan. 17,000 subscribers that come in off that video. And then I'll show you with Day Day and Zay. You have 17,000 subs for that one. And then Day Day versus Zay.
Wow.
229 subscribers.
Is that because the community are those matchups for the diehard of the community?
Yeah, it's for the and that's where the balance is. That's where the balance of why pay-per-view makes sense and why YouTube content makes sense. So we're balancing the best of both worlds. And a lot of time, you know, we get a lot of criticism of like give the community what they want, but not really understanding that with those matchups that are happening, like if you do a Zay and a Day Day, you're bringing in 200 new fans into the space, and respectfully, Zay deserves a certain amount of money when he plays that game. Day Day deserves a certain amount of money when he plays that game. There's not a lot of money left to go around in that matchup in order to grow the business. But then you have games where you create concepts. Like for example, you saw in Vegas, like we had Shadell team up with two other bald players that are elite, very, very elite, and they played a very tough 3-on-3 game. But the concept of that game is going to bring in a lot more.
That shit going viral. Stop being corporate. That shit going viral.
It definitely is. So when you're thinking about it, it's like a lot of people want to be very loud of saying like, and we need this matchup. We need this matchup. They want us to bring in 300 fans into the space. But we're really focused on let's go bring in 17,000 fans into the space. And you can see that in our subscribers like that are on YouTube. It grows very fast for us because we're not focusing on the 1% that's really, really, really wanting to see that matchup. And they're allowed 1%. If you think about the Discord, right? Like you have
they're extremely loud 1%.
You have 3,000 people in here in your Discord, and in the grand scheme of things, like not all of them watch TNC. So let's say half of them do. That's 1,500. That's 1.5% of our fan base, and they're just very loud about it. But like, if people could start to understand, like, our focus right now is let's bring as many fans into this space as possible because that's what's going to ultimately grow it the biggest.
Hold up, Scotty. I will cut you off. Somebody just said bald and dangerous. Cole, I can't wait to watch that Joel with the fans, dog. I kid you the F not. I can't wait to watch that Joel with the fans. That shit about to be hilarious. But Scotty, to be honest with you, that's a great breakdown that I didn't know prior. Now, I always understood that the city matchups did better in terms of pulling in new fans, but I didn't know it was to that magnitude. That is I can't I don't want to curse again. That is insane, bro.
Yeah. No, so it's like the at the end of the day, all of these fans that are new to the space, they're gonna migrate somewhere. They're gonna find something that they love more, right? There's a large percent of people that want to see the entertaining games. They want to see Ryan as the most entertaining Asian hooper in the world. Like they want to see that. And then there's the people that do want to see the Uncle Scoob and Lamar Peters because it fascinates them to watch the game on that level. So like for us, we're balancing both worlds right now because one proof of concept that works for us is going for those viral games, bringing 10,000 new fans into the space. Maybe 500 of them go elsewhere because they're interested in diving in more there. But then there's a portion that sticks around with TNC that is interested in what we're doing. But ultimately, everybody in this space like is playing a big part of bringing new fans in. But I mean, we're definitely doing it at the highest level because we're focused on like YouTube is what we know. I mean, we've been doing it for a very, very long time. So, um, yeah, I mean,
Question: do the fans know that you are going to be releasing those one on ones that happen in Vegas? Are you going to release them?
yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
That's what I'm
so
saying.
like,
Well, let me say this. I just think the fans don't understand that it is going to be released. But the
yeah,
priority is going to always, especially for those type of matchups, the priority is always going to be TNC League, but it's still going to be released to the fans down the line. I think the fans don't understand that though.
yeah. I mean, delivering a live product, especially the way that we are trying to go for, like we can definitely deliver the live product for cheaper, but if you're for us using Indiana, using Dallas, using Vegas, this was all testing grounds for us to try out some things, for us to troubleshoot so that we can get prepared to deliver TNCO3, TNCO4. There was a lot of things that while TNCO2 looked very good, there was a lot of things that we want to do better on. So we had to test a few things out, and those tests were very expensive. Going live is very, very, very expensive. So the way that we were able to do that with the fans is we were like, hey, we're going to offer this up early. We're going to offer it up live. We're going to promote it. We're going to do face-offs, and we're going to deliver to the 1% of people that want to support at that level to get certain games. And then everybody else is going to get it moving forward on YouTube probably a month later, a month and a half later. Because if you think about it with Indiana, we just actually posted the last episode. Now we're going to post the first three games that were live that everybody missed out on. They're getting the Pat versus
Uh,
Malik.
oh, I forgot about them games.
They're getting Pat versus Malik. They're getting the Keon and Lat versus Day Day and Cam. They're getting
Oh, they getting some shit.
yeah. So they're still getting it, but you have to balance both sides of the fan base. But
Wow.
we did Vegas October 5th, and we're gonna start posting that series I think first week in November. And those games that we live stream, the first four of the day, are going to be posted at the end of the series. So they're going to get it like a month and a half later, and they already know the outcomes. And not everybody does know the outcomes, by the way. Like I know a lot of people that when we've posted games that have been on TNC League, they had no idea. And unless they're in the discords, they really
Well,
don't
people got
know.
lives, so
Yeah, yeah. So um,
let me ask you a question real quick. Somebody just said Nas versus Rob is way more than 1%. I think I
no,
think I think you're talking. Well, I think that's one matchup. That's obviously you want to get that done. But you talking about? I know what you're talking about. But go ahead though.
yeah. Well, I'm just gonna say the Nas versus Rob game. It represents so much of what this community is. It's going to be when that matchup gets delivered, it's going to be the pinnacle of YouTube basketball. It's going to represent everything that the fans have been a part of, everything that we've worked hard to do to make one-on-one a professional thing. I mean, our goals with TNC is not just one-on-one basketball. It's definitely one of our biggest focuses, but there's a lot more that we still do, twos, threes. We want to get back into some 5-on-5 stuff because if
Oh man.
not to dive all the way in it, but we definitely need some fan support, which is why we're building out TNC League. Um, but I think with Nas and Rob, the one thing that I want to be very, very careful of, and I want to also, I'm only going to bring it out because it's an example that I feel is it's needed to be understood by the fans.
Yeah.
Nas and Rob is ball is life East Coast squad versus West Coast squad. And when that game got delivered, 5v5 space went very stale. And I think that at the time it was not foundationally strong enough to support what is next. And the only way to really support what is next after that game, Robin Nas is the biggest game in YouTube basketball, easily. And I think both of them deserve the paycheck that needs to be put behind that game. And I'm not just talking about like, sorry, it's not just a paycheck. It needs to be produced a certain way. It needs to tell the story of YouTube basketball. It needs to dive deeper than just like, let's interview them, let's give them a day in the life. No, like it needs to be a culmination of everything that's happened in YouTube basketball. And I want the fans to understand, like, be patient with that, because those two players have played a huge factor in how this space got to where it is. And the last thing that I would want to do is rush that. And I know everybody wants to see it, but if you do it too soon, it's going to be the second coming of what that East and West game was.
Hey! Yo, hey, hold the plaque up again. Hold the fucking plaque up again, nigga. Hold the plaque up again. Hold the plaque. Hey! Yo, why you just wild out like that, though? Hey, fam.
I think people just understanding like what our background is and how far we've been in the thick of everything that's happened YouTube basketball wise. Like Friga's been through all of it. I've been through all of it. I've seen how the moments can be built up to the biggest where the fans are all in and it represents the entire community. And it got delivered too soon and it ultimately phased everything out. And that's just something that like you could tell me right now, yo, here's the money that makes Rob want to play Nas, and here's the money that makes Nas want to play Rob. And but if you can't deliver it, if you're not ready to deliver it in the way it needs to be presented, because Nas and Rob have the ability to truly transcend the space forward. They have the ability to attract like all these outside guys in, NBA guys in at a very high level. And this space isn't about the NBA guys and the overseas guys and all of that, but
it is about attention.
It's about the attention, and Nas and Rob are 1A, 1B. And it's going to stay that way, whether it's after TNC03, whether it's after Undisputed. It's going to still stay that way, where Rob and Nas it needs to be the game that makes the entire community tap in. And when that moment comes, it'll get presented the right way. I hope so. Because if it's not presented the right way, it's going to be a repeating thing.
I'm gonna get you out of here on that.
Okay.
Scotty Weaver just pulled up after hitting 1 million subscribers. Can I get an extra question though?
Yeah.
Can I get a plaque? ABC crew.
We got you guys.
We're
putting order for it.
All right. Anyway, Scotty Weaver is signing out. Just leave. Just leave. Don't say no more. Just exit. Just go. All right, brother. Yo, why he just broke down YouTube basketball like that? Oh, nah, no funny. Yo, why he just broke down YouTube basketball to a science like that? To the subscribers, to the videos, to the Nas and Rob comparison, to the East Coast squad versus West Coast squad. It was incredible. So great. This interview is gold. This interview is gold. Yeah, this is getting posted tomorrow. And I really wanted to let him go on that note, because I didn't want no more questions. Once you break something down like that, it's time for you to go. It's time for you to go. No more questions. No further questions, Your Honor. Wow.